All right, Shalom. I want to start by giving all praise and glory unto Yahweh Shemel Shah by Shemel Hakodash. The bonus of the apostle and others of great millstone. Shalom to all that came out to push the word of sincerity and truth. Yeah, so France basically announced this. They're actually going to create bionic super soldiers because, quote unquote, everyone else is doing it. Starting off with the United States of America as well as other countries. They're funding, these super soldiers, man. These damn near AI trained soldiers. And I remember the show Black Mirror had an episode with the soldiers that basically had the chip, and they basically seen everybody as aliens, so to speak. They seen them as bugs, and then eventually, the dude took the chip out of his head, and he seen it was actually a regular civilian, but they had this picture painted, and they did that to you know accelerate or promote death and carnage in the other nations' lands. I think that the people that was actually hunting down were actually Arabs, man. So that type of technology is being developed. It's in full scale research. Is being utilized on certain soldiers to put certain chips in them to stop PTSD, to stop shell shock, as well as other sicknesses they possess on the field. And France is looking to develop that same type of technology. So the war is on. All right, the scriptures speak about Satan and his angels versus the Lord and his angels, and that's going to go from a terrestrial standpoint. It's going to go from a celestial, which deals in the heavens. It's going to deal from a aquatic standpoint. All the different branches of the military, the Lord has those different branches in the spiritual military being geared and armed and ready. All right, I'm not talking about stacking up all kind of guns. All right, doing different weather mod training, man. I'm not talking about it. I'm talking about in the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, so it says a report published last Tuesday by the French Military Ethics Committee has indicated that the country has begun to develop technology for bionically, which bio deals with the body, enhanced soldiers. So when you're dealing with bionically, they're basically doing bodily mods, man. You see the movie RoboCop, he had a lot of body mods. All right, he basically had that waiver sign, so to speak. He actually accepted, his body to be developed like a soldier. When you watch the newest RoboCop, and his body was damn near blew up in pieces. All right, and they modded him. He could actually pull up screens, and he could detect damn near see through buildings. You know, get shot, and it's not killing them. He basically had a bullet resistant armor. Or if one of his body, his members got blown off, first off, he doesn't have any nerve endings to connect to his machinery, so he's not gonna feel it. And then he can always, after the mission is complete, they can always redevelop, do more bodily modifications, and he could get back in the field. So basically a cyborg based soldier, super soldier. The report discussed conditions in which devices like implants can be used to improve soldier performance on the battlefield, right? And that implant is going to mainly be that RFID chip, because what you have certain soldiers that become, victims of war. They get kidnapped in the midst of the war, and they get tortured overseas, and a lot of them start to, blow out certain information. Then you have the military that's doing a search, in the country. Now it's already tough because they're on enemy lines, and now they're looking for, soldier. No telling where he could be, and there's a lot of individuals that got kidnapped, and they're still actually located in certain areas. But with that chip, it's gonna actually help detect where they might be located. All right, and they're gonna actually chip these soldiers to the point where even the enemy can't even find a chip, man. Possibly, nano technology, and these soldiers are going to be willing to take it because who wants to get tortured by the enemy? All right, that's the package that they're going to start to force on these different military men as well as these military women. All right, human beings have long sought ways to increase their physical or cognitive abilities in order to fight wars. Possible advances could ultimately lead to capacity enhancement being introduced into soldiers' bodies. the report said, according to the BBC, right? And that's gonna what? That's gonna elevate the amount of soldiers that's gonna be able to attend the military, because what you have a lot of individuals that have bad stamina, they have bodily ailments, and they are jacked up, and they would love to actually be military men or women, but their bodies are holding them back. But with these different body mods, it's going to actually help push them on the front lines. All right. And it'd be like certain things that they just it might be the slightest ailment that they possess, and it makes it where they can't even, fight for the United States, and they would love to. And well, like I said, when they start actually unraveling this which they already doing, but on a heavy level, that's gonna, that's part of Esau's new world order, and people don't even see all this technology that's being put in within your body is gonna be used against you. Because when you watch movies like RoboCop and you watch movies, dealing as such, if they start to rebel, they being so connected within the internet of things, their bodies can be shut off. All right, their bodies can be hacked. Their brains can be hacked because it's so tied into the the technological realm. All right, if you actually try to use emotional discernment within your, they're gonna have those detectors that show that you're showing compassion for the enemy, and they're gonna start to, play with your brain, man. Because like I said, it's all connected to the internet, and Esau's getting really, really educated when it comes to that field, because there's so many people that's been attending, so many people that's signing up for this type of mess. And it's a lot more, dealing with the governments and stuff like that. But we already know, like I said, that the big battle is soon to come. Scriptures speak about the valley and the battle of Armageddon that's gonna be in the valley of Jehoshaphat, and it's also gonna be what is gonna take place right here. And you see all these different policemen; they're starting to get more militarized. All right, and I just seen another article on Blacklisted that said it just, a study showed that these police with all these different new artillery looking like military men, it doesn't even stop the crime rate. So why is the military still giving them all these different guns and all this military-based weapons if it's not even lowering the crime rate? Because it's getting people used to this type of style, all right? But when this devil comes down with great wrath, pursuing to Revelation 12:12, the Lord's going to have something for his ass, all right? Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them. And what's that standard? That's going to be that way to escape. And you're going to have these floods, which is these troops. You have the Department of Homeland Security. You got FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency. You have all these different military base organizations within the United States, and they're going to come down upon Israelites, all right, because they already look at us as terrorists. They think we're invading the internet, invading the world, basically being a virus, and they're going to look to come against us. But in that time, the Lord is going to set up a great standard, which is going to be a way to escape from the wrath of this devil. All right, this was a short lesson. My phone is finna die, so I'm going to end it by giving all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Shema, Shabbat, Shema, Kakodash, the bonus to the apostle, that is a great millstone. Shalom, Maki.